All this green in my pockets, you can call it turtle power.
What's poppin' YouTube? It's FSUETL. Today coming at you with another epic Pokemon Go video, because today we're going to be talking about a possible new update for Pokemon Go in the near future, or possibly early next year. And I can easily see Niantic doing this. This does seem like a smart move for Niantic. I personally think this would be better than Generation 2 Pokemon, because obviously for Niantic to add Generation 2 Pokemon, that's a lot of coding and a lot of designing they need to do and put into the game, right? That's a lot of work for a small development team. So this update is probably the likely answer. It's something that a lot of people would not expect as well, and I guarantee you have never heard this update idea for Pokemon Go as well, so I recommend to stay tuned, because this is some pretty crazy shit. I'm actually going to include Niantic's @ in the title of the video, so by liking the video, it will notify Niantic on Twitter. Hopefully they'll see this video when you like it, and obviously when they see the video, they'll get this idea, and then maybe we can get this added in the game sooner. So if you do love this brand new update idea I'm going to talk about today, be sure to like this video so it will notify Niantic on Twitter. And if you don't know what Niantic is, it's basically the developers of Pokemon Go, and hopefully we can see this come to the game in the near future. But anyway, basically to sum it up, the idea, I didn't like come up with the idea. This is something that's been in Pokemon for a while. Actually, not a while, only a few years to be honest, but it's something I would love to see in Pokemon Go, right? Now, before I get into the idea, I want to give a little bit of backstory, just a tiny bit. So, you know, once you hit level 20-ish in Pokemon Go, the game starts to get really stale, right? I mean, it basically just becomes a game of just catching the same Pokemon over and over again, evolving the same Pokemon, and you basically don't unlock stuff. And like you unlock something like once every few weeks, right? You rarely catch new Pokemon around level 20 and up, right? And it's really hard to level up. You know, obviously the only thing you can really do is just battle gyms. That's it, right? Now, one answer to this this big problem of the game being stale is they can add trading and battling friends, right? Now that's a good idea, but when you think about it, that's only going to make the game interesting for a little bit longer, right? There needs to be something else that they can add to the game to make the game interesting for a lot longer than just a short amount of time. So, something I thought of is, if you don't know what Mega Evolved Pokemon are, it's something from Generation 6 Pokemon, the Pokemon games X and Y, right? And basically, a Mega Evolution, it includes the Generation 1 Pokemon, so they can already implement this to the Pokemon in the current game, right? And it basically adds another evolution to the current evolution chart. So for example, right now in the game we have Magikarp to Gyarados, and that's it, right? That's how it ends, and a lot of people think that's where it ends. But in Generation 6, they added another evolution to Gyarados, and it goes from Gyarados to Mega Gyarados, right? It's pretty self-explanatory, and obviously all the Mega evolved Pokemon are going to be called like Mega Gyarados, for example. They usually, for the most part, they have a common name of like Mega Mewtwo or something like that, right? Yes, but with Mega evolved Pokemon, you can evolve Mewtwo. Mewtwo actually has 2 Mega Evolution forms. I'm going to get into all the Mega Evolution forms if you're interested later on in this video as well. But in the Pokemon X and YZ games, right, basically how to get a Mega Evolved Pokemon, you have to get a certain item, right? And I think this can easily be implemented in a Pokemon Go. Instead of, you know, not only catching Pokemon, we can also catch items, maybe hatch items from eggs, even though it doesn't make sense. That's nothing canon in the Pokemon universe. But you could, let's say, find items and find Pokemon as well. And if you find enough items, it will allow you to Mega Evolve a Pokemon, right? I just think that'd be pretty cool to add these Mega Evolved Pokemon. And we're going to get into a few of them here. They do look pretty badass as well. They include a ton, not all of the Generation 1 Pokemon, but a good portion of the Generation 1 Pokemon. And I think it's enough to make a solid Pokemon Go update. And this would really make the game interesting, because obviously it would be harder to find these items to get these Mega Evolved Pokemon. So it's going to make the game so much more, you know, it's going to make it a lot more competitive. A lot of more people are going to be outside playing the game again, because everyone's going to try to get these Mega Evolved Pokemon. It's just going to add a brand new aspect to the game. It's going to be a lot different than just adding Generation 2 Pokemon. Just adding more Pokemon is only going to last so long. I mean, it's going to be a lot harder to get these Mega Evolved Pokemon. So as a company, Niantic, if you're watching this video, which you should be, because everyone should be liking this video so we can spam Niantic on Twitter, because I want them to see this. Niantic, since you're probably watching this by now, or hopefully you'll be watching this in the future, you got to think about it as a business, right? Mega Evolved Pokemon is going to make people play the game longer than Generation 2 Pokemon would. Alright, because to evolve a Pokemon takes more time than just to catch a Generation 2 Pokemon. So, Mega Evolved Pokemon is the way to go. Now, I'm not saying they shouldn't add Generation 2, but I think Generation 2 should come after the Mega Evolved Pokemon. And I know Mega Evolved Pokemon is technically in Generation 6, but they should add the Mega Evolved Pokemon for Generation 1. I just think that's a pretty cool idea in my opinion. And anyway, so that's enough rambling about the Mega Evolved Pokemon for now. Let's go ahead and get into what they look like. Alright, bang bang bird gang, motherfuckers. As you can see, we have the new Mega Evolved Pokemon that could possibly come in the Pokemon Go. It's definitely something I want in the game. So like I said earlier, if you want Niantic to add this in the game, just smack a like on the video. It's as easy as that, because by liking the video, it's going to notify them on Twitter that you like this video. So obviously they're going to go click this video and then they'll see this idea. So that's the goal here, right? That's the goal. But as you can see, here are two examples of many of the Mega Evolved Pokemon, which I'm going to show in this video. But as you can see, you get it from the same candy. Actually, this is the Mega Stone, which is like the item you need to unlock it, right? And these are some of the items you could find while you're playing Pokemon Go. They also come with a new ability as well. Some of them even change types. As you can see, there's 2 for a Charizard. So there's going to be more evolution options. It's just going to make the game a lot more fun in my opinion. So there's the first 2, right? We have Venusaur and Charizard, which are 2 of the most very common, evolved starter Pokemon, right? And then next we have the Blastoise, Alakazam. Obviously, look at this Mega Evolved Blastoise right there with that giant cannon on its back, dude. That thing looks fucking dope. Actually, if you read the Pokédex entry for the Mega Evolved Blastoise, it says that huge cannon can shoot opponents up to 6 miles away, dude. 6 miles away, motherfucker. Jesus Christ, we need that in the game. We can start attacking people from China. Alright, maybe that's a little too long. But anyway, it's not the only thing that's too long, you know what I'm saying? So it has the Mega Launcher as its new attack, obviously. This one just gets like a bunch of more spoons. It gets like 5 more spoons now. Alright, no. But it does look pretty badass. A lot more badass than the normal Alakazam. So as you can see, they have a common theme going here. They all look more badass than the other current evolved max Pokemon, right? As you can see, Gengar to the the Mega Gengar, obviously it's gonna be a Go/Poison as well, but it just looks so much more badass, dude. Look at that shit, man. It's got that red in there, just looks fucking sexy, man. Looks tight. Anyway, next we have the Kangaskhan, which is actually a regionally locked Pokemon in Pokemon Go, and once again it has like its little baby, looking tight. And the Kangaskhan looks pretty similar, if not identical, to the original. But, as you can see, they all have slight changes. Like the Pinsir is one of my favorites, where it just gets these wings, and it kind of becomes a flying Pokemon, which makes sense because it starts off as a bug, then goes to a bug/flying. There's just so much things they're going to be adding. Look at the Gyarados one, which I mentioned earlier. It goes from Gyarados to the Mega Gyarados. It gets this new ability, Mold Breaker, and it gets from water to dark, from water to flying. So there's a lot of cool stuff, like I said. Just look at that, man. That looks so badass. How can you say no to that? If you don't want this in the game, you got something wrong with you, man. Next, we have the Aerodactyl. Oh, you looking down there? Yeah, we got something good coming up next. Next, we have the Aerodactyl. As you can see, it turns into a rock/flying, which actually it was before, but it gets some like rock structures on it. Looks pretty cool. Not gonna lie. Now on to the interesting part that a lot of people were looking forward to. Mewtwo gets 2 evolutions, baby. It gets a Psychic/Fighting one, which is this Mega Evolved Mewtwo, and then it also gets this one right here, which I personally think looks the best. And obviously this one comes from the Pokemon X game, this one comes from the Pokemon Y game, as you can tell by the fucking letters. And they both get their own special attacks as well. And this is interesting because they should, if they add this, obviously it would be better to release legendary Pokemon before they add this update, which they probably would. I expect legendary Pokemon to come very soon. Be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on when legendary Pokemon come out, because I'll be releasing it before anyone else, guaranteed, baby, because I'm a good person like that. Anyway, so I do expect this to come out after they release legendary Pokemon. Obviously, I'm hoping it does come out soon. But it would just be cool to like choose your evolution path for Mewtwo. You know what I'm saying? Just for all these Pokemon, I think it'd be pretty badass. Now we're getting into other generation Pokemon, right? Obviously, because Mega Evolved Pokemon is not just for Generation 1. So that's pretty much most of the Generation 1 Pokemon. Now we are back at the Generation 1 Pokemon that are in the game. So back at it here, a Beedrill turns into the Mega Evolved Beedrill, and it just gets a bunch of more. Looks like just a bigger stinger. And, it's a bigger dick, basically. That's what it gets. It gets a bigger dick, right? The Pidgeot, actually, or Pidgeot, however you say it, People pronounce it differently. They probably don't pronounce it differently. I'm just a retard. It does look a lot more badass. Like, yeah, this thing can actually be useful. I mean, surprise, surprise. It gets a new attack, obviously. Just looks more badass. Slowbro turns into the Mega Evolved Slowbro. They have their own names right away, but I just called them the Mega Evolved version. People have probably already destroyed me by now in the comment section for that. But, you know, just look at that, dude. That I feel like that wouldn't attack as well as that. Just saying. I don't know. And maybe it acts as a shield, actually. And then these are actually other generation Pokemon. I know this is generation 2, but these I'm not too sure about. Look at that, dude. I have no idea what generation that is. Maybe I should do more research. But look at that. I mean, whatever generation that is, I want that generation in Pokemon Go, because I want to be able to catch fucking sharks, dude. Anyway, let's see if there's any more Generation 1 Pokemon on this list, and it does not look like it. So that's all for this list in Generation 1. So as you can see, it's not all of the Generation 1 Pokemon, but it is a good portion of them, and it's enough to make a decent, or not more than a decent update, a great update for Pokemon Go. So I'm just really looking forward to this update, and I really hope it comes in the near future. So anyway, it's going to wrap up this video. If you did enjoy this video, be sure to smack a like on the video so we can notify Niantic on Twitter. Everyone spam like, get on your alternate account, like this shit. The reason why is because, like I said earlier, every time someone likes this video, Niantic and Pokemon Go will be notified on Twitter. So like the shit out of this, not for me, but for the community people, because no one has mentioned this idea yet for Pokemon Go, and people are going to say, oh, FSCVTL, you're a retard for thinking of this. I think this is a badass idea, and a lot of you guys are going to agree with me as well. So smack a like on the video. Also, subscribe if you're new so you don't miss out on when the actual updates come out and when I get other ideas like this for Pokemon Go and just some great content in general. Be sure to subscribe for that. And go ahead and leave a comment as well and let me know your opinions on this. Should they add it? If you want to critique it, please critique me in the comment section below. If there's anything else you think they should add with this update to make it better, if they were to do these Mega Evolved Pokemon, drop it in the comments, because it's more than likely after this video gets a good amount of likes, maybe like 10,000 likes or something, Niantic will eventually watch the video and then they're going to go down to the comment section, so your comment could actually have an impact on a future update. So if you don't go down there to troll, like if you actually have some good criticism, so think about it, you got some time to think, alright? Stop doing your homework and think about this update, because this is some big shit going on right here. If you actually have some good criticism that you think Niantic could actually find helpful, go throw it in the comments. Also rate the video, subscribe, you already know. Peace out, YouTube, subscribe for more, and as always, stay sexy, gang gang.
Now let me tell you about my boy, FSU ATL. He got the swag that make all the fucking ladies yell. Every day he got the videos coming. All you other YouTubers, yeah, you better get to running. He playing games for the people. Nah.